The first thing you should know about my friend Andrew is that when we met, I was the teacher, he was the student, and I didn't trust him any further than I could throw him. He just seemed so crafty, so clever, so arrogant for one so young. I respected his fine mind and observed his charm, charisma, and sense of humor. I mean, game recognizes game, am I right? But I always suspected Andrew was up to something. The next thing you should know about Andrew is that he is efficient. We share a passion for productivity, life hacks, and getting shit done. So, a few days ago, when he proposed a new format for this podcast that will take less of our time and reignite our fire for making it, his plan made sense to me. Enjoy, dear readers, this final entry in the Half My Age canon of pre-written cold opens. It's the new next normal, and things are going to sound different around these parts from now on. It does make sense, and I'm looking forward to the new format. But I can't beat the sneaking suspicion that Andrew is just trying to get out of his homework.
Welcome to Half My Age, a weekly show in which a 25-year-old adult and a 50-year-old child help each other make sense of the world.
There you go.
It's true. I'm sick of homework, and I'm sick of the word homework. I've, since Delaney and I first talked to our officiant in March or February, he gave us some homework to do. We've got to come up with some moments and some stories that he can draw upon in his I don't know if sermon's the right word for a non-religious ceremony, but anyways,
I think motivational speech.
For his,
I
that's
think
right.
Hype speech.
He's going to get us all pumped up for marriage.
Yeah, he's your hype man.
And get people pumped up for our marriage.
Do you have to write your vows?
Got to write my vows. I've got to write these stories. And they've been hanging over me, like I said, since February or March, and now they're due tomorrow. So I've been thinking a lot about homework.
I see how it is. How's it going?
I
could have written that for you. You just need to outsource that to Mrs. Filholm. I would love to tell stories about you guys.
No shit. Well, if you want to put one together, I'll give you the 4 questions we needed to answer. And we'll have Andrew's view on it, Delaney's view on it, and Mrs. Filholm's view on it.
That's right. I'll synthesize the view. Oh my God, how funny. Wow, that wedding's coming up, young man.
It sure is. We're less than a month away, and we've toured the venue. Delaney's got her final dress fitting. She's there right now.
Oh, that's right.
And it's all happening. It feels like it's finally within reach.
We showered her with love.
You sure did. I've got a platter and many jars and things for you. I just need to. Need to collect them for my mother.
See those again. That was fun, wasn't it? It was cute. I left 2 things behind when I went to that shower. I left the gift for the shower, which I was the one saying, "You have to let us give you gifts," and I left the fake champagne for the children. But Kim Dreiling picks them up on the way because she's a hero. Are you enjoying some of those gifts? Because it seems like you are. And told ya.
We sure are. So that
Right?
that gift that your dear friend and my dear friend Kim Dreiling left. So that's like the hipster. Cast iron is very in right now. It's a very cool thing.
Okay. Sure.
So I took that pan. It's a griddle, and I oiled it up. I put it in the oven. I left it in there. I did that like 3 times,
Of our lives.
and then instead of getting not sticky, it got sticky. So then what I did was I had to remove all of the seasoning, and it comes pre-seasoned from Lodge as it is. So you put it in the self-cleaning cycle on the oven, and this thing comes out, you think of cast iron as black, and it comes out bright.
Sure.
I guess it's not bright, it's kind of a dull gray, but it looks like iron, which is what it is. And then I started from scratch and redid it. So our house has smelled like canola oil for a week.
Like what oil?
Canola.
Oh,
which is what you use for the seasoning.
Oh, okay. I just was like, vanilla oil. Tell me more. Sure, but you did it. That's a fun project.
It is a fun project, and I love having something to play with, and that's the perfect kind of project because I can do that while I'm working. Yeah.
And you can make pancakes.
I made pancakes. I made some fried eggs. This thing's turned out really nicely, and I'm very pleased.
Told you you'd like some gifts.
Sure do.
That's cute. Do you want to talk a little bit about the new format? Let's have a meta moment, Andrew, because what's going on here? It is going to be different. We're shake some shit up around here.
Yeah. So the idea is this podcast came to take up a lot of our time. Probably more so my time because I was editing it, and we'd record on whatever day of the week, and then I'd sit on it and dread editing it because it takes 3 hours. So you talk for an hour, you edit for 3 hours, you worry about it for 2 days.
And then I would have to listen to it and do show notes, which I would sometimes have on my
Right.
shoulders as on a Sunday night, like shoot, I gotta get to that. I gotta get to that.
Right. And sometimes I don't get that edit to you over until Sunday night, so it's not
correct.
But anyways, so the goal here is to make it shorter, less effort required on our parts. It's going to be, sit down, talk for a little while, and just get it out the door, publish it.
This is the bold move we're making. This is okay, we're going to release it to the world with very little, if any, editing. I think we agreed. Like, I messed up in my little cold open there. You can keep it. Normally, I would say cut that out. You can keep it because I adjusted and I knew that was happening. So we agreed that we'll probably only make cuts if it's something like content that we thereafter go, we probably shouldn't have put that out there. Or we've said something hideous. But other than that, it's going to be coughs and burps and like it hasn't been. But I mean, that's right. And you also mentioned that there are some podcasts out there that we just realize we are slaves to this audio quality and content, not so much.
And nobody else cares.
Quality. Nobody else cares. Nobody else cares. We have it's easy to listen to if you care to listen. And all the coughs and burps are not taken out anyway. It's just going to be worse, I guess, dear readers. But join us. Please continue to keep joining us.
It's going to be worse. The quality's going to be worse. But hopefully, by making this less of a homework item and more of a fun thing, hopefully the content's a little better and more exciting.
We would hope so. So far, I feel like we're failing on that, but it's going to get good right now, okay? It's going to get good now. Right, and it can also mean that we can call you up with, like, a special announcement or something and do a quick little
that's
recording.
The other part of this is if we can, we'd like to ship these out same day.
Yes, that's what I mean.
So it's practically live.
I always thought that shorter is better. I always believe that. Okay, I have just one thing to tell you on that note, and on the note of podcasts and whatnot. I have a podcast that I've been listening to. Honestly, I think this content makes me laugh out loud, all by myself, mopping my kitchen floor, making zucchini cupcakes.
Which were very good.
More than any content ever in my life. Like, no, I cannot think of a show that makes me actually, like, laugh out loud. Not, I enjoy it and I love it. Like Parks and Rec, there's a lot of laughter, but this is like laugh out loud, okay? It's a podcast called Citizen Critic. Do you know this?
Mm-mm.
I'm sure that I got directed to it by one of our podcast guys. It was probably advertised on one of our podcasts, or maybe Merlin Mann said he listens to it. I don't know. It's Scott Janovitz and Greg Conley take on the hot takes from professionals and amateurs alike. So these guys are reviewing reviews of movies.
I think I remember them mentioning something like that. Is it always movies?
They always do a movie, but then they do Yelp reviews about a topic related to the movie, or it could be it's always entertainment. For example,
That's funny.
They did one on Tiger King. They read they read it like a mom blogger's pick the dumbest reviews. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they pick like Rex Reed or the New York Times or the LA Times or whatever. But this was like they picked a mom blogger's critique of review of Tiger King in the beginning of the shutdown.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a mom blogger going, is Tiger King safe to watch with your children? The answer is no. And then she tells you why for 5 paragraphs or whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay, so they do that, but then they go and find Yelp reviews of things that relate to that media. So, like, they went and read Yelp reviews of the actual
zoo. Yeah.
Exotics, actual zoo. Oh my God, Andrew. I can't exactly describe why I love it so much. And it's one of those things, I'm not sure everybody else would feel this way to me. I laugh out loud. I go back and listen to the episodes again. First I started just picking ones where they were reviewing movies that I knew. It doesn't even matter. I mean, I've listened to all of their episodes. I love it so much. Oh my God, it makes me laugh out loud so that it hurts.
I can see how that would be hilarious. And I remember Merlin Mann mentioning some kind of show. I think it was a similar conceit where people just rate things that you wouldn't necessarily think to rate. For example, rating reviews. but
There was
it's
that
like
one where he gave, yeah, what was that guy? He would rate like, yeah. He would give like 5 stars or whatever to like air conditioning or oh yeah. I can't remember what that one. I love that too, but this one is just so freaking funny.
how long are these
Oh,
episodes? Are they doing a short episode?
let's see. Let's see. Oh my God, they're so funny. No, they're long. They're kind of long. I think they're like hour-ish. Yeah, they're about
That's
an hour long.
I also like that from the perspective of for a little while I was listening to my brother and me, and they go on Yahoo Answers and they try to help some people out by giving them by answering the tough questions, you know. So
Right.
I like the idea of pulling from forums or reviews or dumb shit people say online, which is a nice category for a podcast, and adding some color.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't even know who these two guys are. I literally don't know who they are. It occurred to me I should look them up and be able to talk about them, but I don't know. Just don't even know who they are or what their deal is. I started listening to it, on a whim when I was doing sort of something else, as I always do. Anyway, it's so funny to me what an unusual thing that is to be laughing out loud from my belly all by myself. That's pretty good. So, highly recommend. There you go. Readers at home. If you feel like knowing what makes Mrs. Filholm laugh anyway, that's it. And what's it called? I'm going to put it into the show notes right now because we also discussed this. Sometimes doing show notes takes a bunch of time,
It's a pain in
but
the
I'll just
butt.
put in there Critic
Citizen Critic,
podcast. It's so funny.
endorsed by the Half My Age podcast.
That's right. That's right. It gets my official okie dokie.
That's so good. I actually, speaking of the official Okie Dokie, I picked up MASH again. I also picked
Oh,
up Seinfeld again a few weeks ago, and
aw.
Seinfeld, I think it's too soon. I watched, 4 or 5 episodes, and then thought I'm not quite ready to return to all of Seinfeld.
Why?
Uh, I don't know. It just wasn't scratching me where I itched.
Huh?
But
Interesting.
but MASH is very happy and comforting, and
Mm-hmm.
I just love
MASH
it.
is never my go-to, but it's yours.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, well, good. I mean, it's good to have content that keeps you happy in the background. I feel like I had some major follow-up. Squirrels. I've trapped 6 squirrels.
Good Lord. Are you releasing these squirrels in the great outdoors, or are you drowning them in a bucket full of water?
I would just as soon drown them in a bucket of water, but of course the have-a-heart traps belong to the squirrely tree guy.
Oh, you're still
So
you're still involved with the squirrely tree guy somehow, some way? Did
I
his
wouldn't say
squirrel
involved.
podcast come to fruition?
No, no,
Damn
no.
it.
I know. He still has a funny idea for a
If
podcast. God,
if
he's a
trees
character.
could talk.
If trees could talk. So no, so he's back and he's got some squirrel traps and we put him in my yard and we put him in Rafiki's yard and we caught 6. Here's the thing. I didn't release them myself. He did. He actually sent me a video because that's I think what you have to do. And it's pretty hilarious because when he opens the traps, the squirrels, it feels like they are on springs. They
They
leap out.
bound like a deer.
Hilarious. Yes. So he does that, but here's the thing. I sent you a picture, what I was pretty proud of. What I did is I said, I think I could do this myself. And then we looked it up and there's a trap that you can get that it's like a maze or something. You can trap a ton of squirrels at the same time.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
See, there's a cough. Excuse me, dear readers, gross.
They
Just
always
a little
wondered.
bit.
They said, "What does Mrs. Filholm sound like when she's
Yeah, right.
coughing?"
Haven't heard that before. Anyway, so you can trap a bunch of squirrels, and I was showing it to him, or he was showing it to me, and he said this. He goes, Lisa, this is a game changer. Because you can trap a bunch at once. He's like, no, it just makes sense, and I can just look. I mean, it would save me so much time because he's got these 3 big traps that he carries around.
I
Anyway,
want to look this up. Do you know the name of this trap?
I can't
Multiple
remember.
squirrel trap.
You'll find it. It's pretty. You'll love it. Um, and then I shared the video that the squirrel video from What's His Bucket. Still so good. Anyway, Andrew, here's my point. I realize I feel like I could be my own squirrel trapper. If I learned how those traps work, I think I could do it, but they scare me. The squirrels scare me. You know how I feel about rodents. They actually scare me. And I told him that they scare me. He said, come on, you can do it. And so I carried two of the squirrels out in the traps all by myself. I didn't
That's pretty
release them
amazing.
myself, but I carried them. So like next to me, I'm holding it. And there's this animal in a cage really mad and trying to bite me and get
Oh
out.
yeah, I bet he or she is pissed.
Pissed off
They
and scared
they
and
are
freaked out.
pissed.
They are pissed. And they want to kill me. I mean, they're very afraid. And they're making weird noises. It's so awful. And I'm just like, he. But I did it. I carried it to the truck. And I feel like next time I could maybe release it myself. What was that cool noise?
So I just sent you a link to what I'm I looked up the multiple squirrel trap, and the first result that came up is called the Squirrelinator.
Yeah, that's it.
And you got to look at this webpage. There's a guy, and he's got his trap tipped up for the camera so you can see all the squirrels in it. And the caption is 25 squirrels in just hours.
Yes, I did see that. How did you send it to me?
In Skype.
Skype. Wait.
Right? Another channel. It says, set it out with some birdseed. Within an hour, I had the troublemaker. Perfect. Anonymous. 5 stars.
Yep. I did see that. Yeah, right. In hours. Yeah, where is it? I know. The thing you just say the sentence again. I'm not seeing it on the website.
It's down. It's like the third one. Oh, the one that 25 squirrels in just hours.
Yeah.
There's a little squirrel in the crosshairs, and then 2 inches below that says 25 squirrels in just hours.
There it is. It's pasted over the picture. Okay. And what's funny about squirrel in the crosshairs is that this is a have a heart kind style trap. That's a brand name, but right. The whole idea is you're not shooting them. That's very confusing branding. Why are they putting crosshairs on the squirrel? Okay, but see that? It's like a whole family of squirrels. And then I watched the video. He says, and here's a tip, don't throw away the box. Because what you do is you go out and there's a bunch of squirrels and you slide it into the box so that it's dark because they freak out if you don't cover them. And then your ride in the back of the cube, I don't hear them so much or freak out. Interesting.
I would be scared to open that thing up and let them go.
I know.
Because, one squirrel, it's going to be scared of you. But 25 squirrels, they might recognize the strength in their numbers and go squirrel on your ass.
That's totally, I know. This is what I think too. I thought that. It freaks me out. Like, why do you need 25 squirrels in just hours? Also, geez. Yeah, okay. It is a Sisyphean task because today I came out and one of my lovely, big, huge tomatoes is, as these squirrels are assholes. Here's what they do. It's like mob hits. They just let me know they were here.
Sure.
They take a tomato.
They leave the head of the tomato in your bed.
They leave the head of tomato in my bed. There you have it. Or in Donna's. Yep, exactly. Or in Donna's driveway. Bastards. So anyway, that's the follow-up on that. My garden is honestly, last week I had such a busy week, including just things to do for Delaney's shower, and I was so happy to do it. But I just, after 5 months of not enough to do, it was like hours in the day. I needed a lot of project management of my own life last week, which was great, right? It was good to be busy. It's probably a level of busy that normally I am happiest with. It's a shark. I'm moving. Except that it was made a little more painful by my garden. My garden feels like relentless.
The garden, it's a major source of love and pride. But also, if everything's not perfect, it really hits you. It strikes deep. It cuts deep.
It cuts deep. I guess it just feels like I'm looking at like garden. Geez, could you be quiet for a second? Could you take a break? Here's the deal. I didn't weed for one whole week. You can't do that. I mean, you can do it all you want, but then you come out and go, oh my God. So I spent one afternoon this week really weeding, cutting back things. It's just comical. I mean, I am that woman, the zucchini. I am the zucchini woman. It's funny. I mean, I've been saying it now for
woman
weeks.
Title.
Yeah, okay. Great. I'll put it right in the show notes right now. Do you have that open so that we can both be contributing to show notes as we work?
I can do.
I mean, it seems
I'm
good,
just gonna. This is an in-band update, Mrs. Filholm. Right now, I think we're around 18 minutes.
Okay.
We need to decide how long this sucker's gonna be.
All right.
What do you think? 20? 30?
20 to 30. So we can wrap this up, and if there's anything else. I just want to say about the garden, I have made pickled peppers. I have frozen so much. The cool thing is that it is putting up the harvest time. We talked about it when we first got on today, but we weren't recording. It does feel like a little bit of fall in the air, which is both such a beautiful relief and such a portent of then pretty soon we're going to be dealing with ice dams again, right?
Get your socks out, your tube socks.
Yeah, I know. I've got them. Everything turn. You seasoned your pan. There is a season to everything, a time and a season. What I am actually doing, the lazy farm wife thing that I'm doing, is that if I can't get the harvest in and I can't deal with it, can't can it, I've been freezing things. I've been freezing tomatoes whole because I don't want to lose them. Do you know how nice it is going to be in November if I feel like some chili to pull out what will taste? They won't have the same consistency, but they will taste like fresh garden tomatoes. That's beautiful. That's why we do it. We put up the harvest for the winter. I have made pickled jalapeno peppers, like for nachos.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, son, that's fun.
That sounds good. I gotta believe that the pickled jalapeno could be a much better food than it is. You know, when you go to the stadium and you get a pickled jalapeno, talk about low ceiling kind of stadium food. You're never gonna have one of those and say, "Oh my goodness, that's so good." But maybe if it's fresh out the garden.
Well, I disagree. I actually love those canned like Ortega jalapeno peppers. At some places where monsters make the food, they put like they put non-pickled jalapenos on a nacho. You know what I'm talking about? You know, like step off, good sir. Non-pickled jalapenos. Are you kidding me? I think actually that I don't know. To me, actually, ballpark nacho jalapenos, 7-Eleven style, in the before times where you could just get that out of a vat of germs. They're actually, to me, that's a pretty perfect food. I don't know that I could improve upon it. You're probably right. There will be variations. Mine, I had pickled several kinds of peppers together. I added quite a lot of sugar because I think they're very hot. So it might be like a little artisanal, whatever, fresh, small batch, distilled, cool. But I think that a nacho pepper from 7-Eleven is I think it's delicious.
Okay, on that note, Mrs. Filholm, I think we should tie it up and we should say that the Half My Age podcast in its new form recommends wholeheartedly, you've got our full support on this, the Citizen Critic podcast, the Squirrelinator Multiple Squirrel Trap, Ortega Pickled Jalapenos. Is there anything else? Weeding your garden at least once a week?
Doesn't matter. It's up to you. You can do what you want. No, I would just say the last recommendation that I have is if you are a young woman and you're going to pick a man to marry, may you be I highly recommend marrying Andrew Bridges because watching your family, kind of your whole family, chip in to make a bridal shower for your bride was just one of the loveliest things. And I know it made Delaney happy. And it was just filled with joy and peace, and your family's wonderful, and they raised a good man, and Delaney's a great woman, and I don't know, I highly recommend marrying a guy like Andrew Bridges, and happy wedding month.
Thank you. Thank you. That is so sweet. I know she had a great time, and I felt loved and appreciated by proxy. It was wonderful.
It was wonderful.
It's good to be loved.
And the other update is that I did have an actual roofer look on the leak in my roof here. So before the snow flies, maybe we'll take care of that too.
Well, there you go, Mrs. Filholm. It's good.
All right, well, nice to talk to you. Happy new format. That's it. We're gonna ship it. There you have it.
Ship it.
Half my age.
All right.
Oh, your mother and I at the end of the shower did get together and give each other a hug and say, we decided we really thought we did bring the ruckus. Your mother said that to the bridal shower. That was really funny. So
that's good. It's
ruckus,
in my genes.
New normal. It's in your genes. Yeah, you got it. Where do you think you got that ruckus? Okay, well that's our next normal podcast. New ruckus.
New ruckus. Goodbye.
Bye, Andrew. Bye.